How we doing? How we doing? I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I hope everybody did what they wanted to do, got what they wanted, celebrated it with whoever they wanted to celebrate it with. You know, the good old stuff. We have a very large book haul. So some of these books I did buy, some of these books were gifted, so we got a little bit here and there. But because there's so many books, I'm gonna try my best to kind of like not speed through it, but just give you quick facts about the books, because I can be going on and on for like 2 hours about these books, and we don't have time for that, and we don't have the battery for that. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first book that we got, it is A Flicker in the Dark by Stacy Willingham. This book, it is about a woman named Chloe Davis. Chloe Davis is the daughter of a serial killer, where her father confessed to killing a series of people, and now 20 years later she is a psychologist in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and she is coming to grips with her father's you know, him confessing to killing all these people. But there are now local teenage girls that I believe she is a therapist for that are starting to go missing, and she's wondering, is my father the real killer or was it a copycat? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Next, I have two books that are nonfiction, and it is A is for Arsenic and Murder Isn't Easy. Both of these by different authors, but the first one, it is by Catherine Markup. So basically, A is for Arsenic, it is literally the alphabetical order of methods of murder that Agatha Christie used for all of her books. It delves into the history of all of the poisons that Agatha Christie used, and also it dives into like the science of the poisons and the effects that it has on the body, which I thought was super cool. I mean, I would never do anything like that to anybody, obviously, but I just thought it was really cool because Agatha Christie was definitely a woman ahead of her time. She is also basically giving credit to having the first forensic kit, or talking about it in a book at least, so I thought that was super cool. So this book, it talks about every single book that has every single poison in it by Agatha Christie, so I thought this one was super cool. So the next one, Murder Isn't Easy, the forensics of Agatha Christie. So this book, it's kind of like A is for Arsenic, but this one talks about fingerprinting, witness statements, autopsies. It talks about basically the forensics of murder, and it also incorporates how Agatha Christie came to find out about each of these topics, and also how she possibly pioneered the very first, like I said earlier, the very first forensic kit. And the author goes back and references real pathologists who, I think she connects the dates so you could see where she talked about the forensic kit first before the pathologist did. It's super cool. Everything in here is cited, so if you guys want to take a look at that, it's super interesting. I am not halfway through, but I just started on it, and right now I'm on trace evidence. So it just talks about the importance of evidence and how it just talks about the importance of evidence and fingerprinting. So that I thought was super cool. Next up, we have Richard Ostman's The Thursday Murder Club. So this book, it is basically about senior citizens living in a retirement home, and they are solving mysteries and murders within their community. And basically they literally have this club where they talk about murder on Thursdays. It's super cute, and it's actually really funny. But then it also brings in a not seasoned detective, but she's kind of like a first-time detective into the mystery, and she kind of makes friends with them, and they go and they get together and they solve the mystery. And these characters in this book have a real good sense of humor. Next up, we have The Appeal by Janice Hallett. It is One Murder, 15 Suspects, Can You Uncover the Truth? So I have not started reading this book yet. I did kind of flip through it a little bit, and basically it's like transcripts of the murder that has happened in the town. So basically it is about a theater club, and someone is murdered, and then they have two detectives from a university, or I believe it's from a university. So it is two law students, Charlotte and Femi. They are assigned to the case of the murder at the theater club, and as they are going through solving the murder, they're finding out a lot of these characters, co-workers, have a lot more motive to kill this person than they thought. This one, it really doesn't give you much dialogue. You're really reading a lot of like text messages, email, transcripts, interviews. So it's a chunker. It's a bit of a chunker, but I definitely want to give this one a go, maybe next year in the beginning of 2022. Add this one into my reading list. So I thought this one was really interesting. Next, we have A Dark and Secret Place by Jen Williams. Now, I did see a lot of mixed reviews on this book, but I don't really care about the mixed reviews. you know, some people just, I don't know. So this book, it is about a woman named Heather, where her mother unfortunately harms herself and she has to go and collect her mother's belongings, but her mother has some weird notes in her possession, and it is from a serial killer in prison where her mother has been corresponding with this person, and she knows this person like personally, and she also knows things about the murders. So now our girl Heather has to figure out why her mother is even corresponding with this person. Why does her mother even know this person to begin with, and if her mother actually has anything to do with the killings of the man in the book. But now there is a problem where a woman goes missing and she is found dismembered and in a tree, which is the exact same method that the killer in jail was using. And now Heather is trying to figure out, why did her mother harm herself right after this woman was found dismembered in a tree? So she knows her mother has a lot more to do with it than she thinks she does. So this one was definitely one I wanted to read. Next up, we have Potkin and Stubbs by Sophie Green. So this one, the synopsis is: Lil Potkin, wannabe reporter, doesn't scare easily. She spends her time strolling the streets looking for a story, sticking her nose in where it doesn't belong, desperate for a new scoop. And Lil is about to discover a scoop can be found anywhere at all, even sitting opposite her in the all-night bus station. Now, apparently there is a ghost that works with her. I don't know if the boy that's with her is the ghost. I'm not 100% sure, but I have not read a middle grade in quite some time, and I was like, you know what, this one has been on my list for a while. Let's go ahead and just get it started. I was like, you know what, let's read a middle grade book for the year of 2022. I'm probably gonna add this one onto my list for next year, but who knows, I may read it before the year is over. Next, we have the X Hex by Erin Sterling. So this, it is about a witch named, I think it's Vivian. Yes, Vivian. So Vivian got her heart broken by the love of her life. She and her cousin Gwen get drunk and they decide to put a hex on him, who he's also a witch. Let's start that there, or warlock. A proper term would be a warlock, sorry. And this handsome warlock's name is Rise. So she puts a curse on Rise. He comes back to town and old feelings start to come back. But as Rise comes back, the town is starting to get a lot of problems, and it's coming from the hex that, you know, our girl Vivian put on him 10 years ago. So I actually already read this book and it was super, super cute. I'm going to talk about it in my December wrap up, but yes, super cute. I loved it. Next, we have Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. This book, it is about a man named Marcus Rupp, and he is an actor in a TV show. And you know, now this TV show, all the girls are writing fan fictions about him. They're writing little short stories, and he actually is also writing short stories about himself. So I'm going to try and read a little bit of the blurb. It says, Marcus Castor Rupp has a secret. The world may know him as Aeneas? Star of the biggest show on television, but fan fiction readers call him something else. Book Aeneas would never. That's cute. That's cute. It says Marcus releases his frustrations with the show by writing anonymous stories about the internet's favorite couple, Aeneas and Lavinia, but if anyone were to discover his online persona, he'd be finished in Hollywood. Ooh. It says April Whittier has a secret of her own. A hardcore Lavinia fan, she's long hidden her fanfic cosplay hobbies from her real life, but not anymore. When she dares to post her latest costume creation on Twitter, her plus-size take goes viral, and Marcus asks her out. Despite her internet critics, truth officially becomes stranger than fanfiction. So your girl has finally picked up another romance. I got another romance here, so we're gonna try it out. Next, we have the Grimmrose Girls by Laura Pohl. So basically, these girls, they all go to this academy school, and one of the roommates was murdered, but as they're looking into her murder, they're finding out that her murder was actually similar to previous murders from girls at the school, and oddly enough, they're all based off of fairy tales, and it's a cycle. So their friend was actually a part of the cycle, and the girls are starting to realize that they are a part of the now murderous cycle of girls that are being picked off at the school, and it is their job to stop this curse cycle, whatever this thing is that is after these girls. So I actually heard really good reviews about this book. It is quite a chunker. I want to say it's about 400 pages. So I am super excited to read this. Like I said, I'm going to start this one in 2022. But you know, we all love a good academy murder, dark academia setting. So Grimmrose Girls, gotta read it. Next, we have A History of Wild Places by Shia or Shay Earnshaw. So my boyfriend, okay, here's the story. So my boyfriend sent me this book saying he really liked it, and I was like, yeah, it's like a really cool book, wink wink. I got it for him for Christmas. I opened up my gift from him, this book was in there too, so we double gifted. Isn't that adorable? So I actually have no idea what this book is about. None. It is a twisting, engrossing delight. What a wonderful rabbit hole to fall down. So I'm getting like psychological thriller, I'm really hoping, because I heard that there's also mystery in here, but I don't know. I really want to do more research about this book before I start like diving into it, but I just wanted to show you guys that this is one of the books that I got. But yes, thank you, my loves, for getting me this book, because you know we're gonna buddy read. Next we have Beasts of Prey by Anna Gray. My boyfriend gave me. So I don't know too much about this book, but what I do know is that a lot of people are comparing it to the Children of Blood and Bone series. So I don't know, I have no idea how much of that is true, but again, this is just something I wanted to show you guys that I got, that I had my eye on, and he also graciously picked this up for me as well. So I will definitely be reading this, and this one is also a chunker in itself, so you know it's got some good stuff in here. I have not read very many fantasy novels since the Children of Blood and Bone, so I'm really hoping that this will get me back on track. Next we have Gilded by Marissa Meyer, another one that my lovely man decided to grab for me. So Gilded, another book that I don't know much about, but from what I'm understanding, it is a fairy tale retelling of which story I'm not 100% sure. I probably should have researched it before this video, but I was really excited, and I really just wanted to show you guys all the books that I got. And you guys already know I don't read too many fantasy novels, but he was like, I want you to get more into it, so I was like, okay, all right, we'll get into a little bit more fantasy. But Gilded by Marissa Myers is one of the books that he added to my haul. Oh boy, last but not least, he got me the boxed set of Twisted Tale by Liz Braswell. So he got me the first 3 books, and then he also got me Unbirthday by Liz Braswell. So basically all of these books are what if Aladdin never found the lamp? What if Belle's mother cursed the beast? What if Alice was late to the party and never showed up? That is a rabbit hole that I'm really wanting to go down. So I was super excited when he got me these books, because you know it's a different spin on our classic Disney fairy tales, and I am super excited to get into these books. But there is a huge series about them, and I plan on collecting them all, because he definitely got me started. So thank you, my loves. Okay, you guys, that is it. That is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me in my chaotic book haul, because you know we're kind of all over the place. It's raining now, so I had to turn my ring light on, the forbidden ring light that I do not like. I was able to show you guys all of the books that I had received for Christmas, and books that I had purchased throughout November till now. And yeah, it's a good time. It's been a really good time. And thank you guys so much for watching my videos and sticking with me and being patient with me filming. Sometimes my brain gets a little chaotic, and it gets hard to function sometimes, you know what I mean? But thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me. It just makes me so happy that you guys leave me the nicest comments. You guys are just so sweet, and I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. But yes, I will see you all in my next video. Let me know in the comments down below what books you would like to recommend me, or books that you would like me to recommend you, and I will see you all next time. Bye.